Welcome to my Hebrew channel, and we're looking at Ruth 1 verse 7. This is the verse that, it's a transition verse. It moves Naomi from Moab over to Judah, and it's a start of her journey, basically. That's how the verse starts out. And has some interesting details, which we can take a look at. Fairly straightforward grammar and so forth, so nothing heavy in that regard, but it's actually a part of a very beautiful story, and here we have things moving along. It's a story that has movement to it, and this is certainly a verse that has some movement to it. So let's get into the study of Ruth 1 verse 7. 1 verse 7, kindly take out standard translation and follow along in the English. I'm not in fact, I don't have much room here for putting an English translation in for you, so we'll just work off the Hebrew here. The last two words we see here, or the first two words of this section here, this photograph, is lachem, lachem, to them bread. That's the last two words of Ruth 1 verse 6. So, and then it starts out, and these are feminine verbs here, all of them. Some of them are prefix, some of them are suffix verbs. In describing verbs, I simply go for the structure of describing them. Grammar textbooks are very unfortunate in using things like perfect or imperfect, and that confuses people in a big time. I've had so many times trying to explain to students, it's different than that. Okay, and so to make it a little bit more clearly as to what's happening, I just use the structural description of the verb. It's simplified. It's very, I like when things are more simple. This keeps it simple, okay? There's a prefix form, there's a suffix form, and so forth. And what it does is it establishes the person of the verb via whatever this tau establishes it as a feminine, okay, and then she left, okay, she departed, and this one's the comments, hey, then she was there, and this one's a plural, and that's an infinitive, and then yeah, so there aren't that many verbs in here, but this one is a prefix form of yetse, okay. If you look it up in the dictionary, the dictionary will list it as Yod Sadik Aleph, well-known verb to depart, to leave, to go out from someplace. Okay, so you'll find it in Exodus, the people of Israel leaving Egypt. Okay, yeah. So Yotze. So va, okay, conjunction va tetse, and she left. Min, from. This is an independent preposition. The full out. We've seen this one a whole lot as conjoined or as an agglutinated min, as a agglutinated preposition. This one's an independent preposition. Okay, min. From. Ha-makom, the place. Asher, which or where. Yeah, where seems to works a little better here. Where. Asher. Incidentally, this one's very easy to confuse with the word 10. The number 10 has an ayin shin resh. This one's an aleph shin resh, and this is then the relative pronoun, which or where. Okay, so where. Hayata, she was, still a singular here. Shama, there, and this sham is the there. This sham has an interesting ending on it. No, we'll get back to that. What that means here. Incidentally, the analysis or the parsing that's in many of the apps don't catch this one very well. Some of them do. I think Blue Letter Bible was trying to cut out to what that one is. But we'll get to what it is. Verste, and two. Kalatecha, that's two of her in-laws, her daughters-in-law. Daughters-in-law. Okay, daughters-in-law. The ones that have kol, the ones that have to complete the family. Okay, kolatecha. Ima, with her. Va, telach, na, and then they walked. Okay, and that's plural here. One of the reasons we do the book of Ruth is that we do see a lot of feminine plurals. The there aren't that many feminine plurals in the Bible, but this one certainly has a good collection of them. So, betelakena in verbs. Baderech, okay, a nice segolate, and then segolate does have mil el accenting. Lashuv, to return. Al aretz, to the land of. This one's a segolate with a mil el accenting, and sure enough, this is a segolate with a mil el accenting as well. Yehuda, okay, so of Judah, and siluk sof pasuk. Verse 6 ended with a nice sof pasuk, a siluk sof pasuk, right here and there, and verse 7 does as well. Nice to see that our scribe did give us a lovely sof pasuk here, in both places, here and here. Okay. Tetse, and then she left. It's a singular, and the story at this point is focused on Naomi. Okay, no, this is Naomi leaving. Okay, and she's the one that has purpose in her heart and in her mind, and she's on her way. Boom, out of here. Okay, enough of this, and we're heading out. So, okay, Tetse. Men from Hamakom, the place. Now, it says just the place. There's no other identity, not even Sadeh, not even Moab or anything. That's just this place. This place is done for, okay? The word makom is based on the kaf mem, which means something that's been lifted up or standing in a spot. So this is a spot where she stood for a while, okay? Hamakom. Kom is to lift up. We've seen that as a verb in our passage already. She, that was a hatev patah. No, that was a hatev kametz. No, that was a kametz atuv when we saw kom. Okay, hamakom, the place. Asher, which or there, or where. Okay, relative pronoun of connecting. That makes this one here. These next, this one, next three words, a subordinate relative clause, and which, where, she was there. Okay, so just simply sticks in a small clause at the end of this particular sequence. So starting out, then subordinate clause. Okay, asher. Hayata. This is the feminine. It's a well-known feminine, and it's I just say. It's a feminine, third-person singular feminine. We see it in Genesis 1 verse 2, where Veha'aretz hayata, okay, was, and then the same word here, hayata, okay, hayata was, hayata. There's a rafe. No, rafe I think reminds us that this towel is not carrying any daggers. So hayata, shama, okay, there. The normal word here would be sham. We have an extra. I already mentioned that in the introduction to the passage. And this one happens to be a directional hey. Now, it's a directional hey that's used here in somewhat of a different way from normal directional heys. Because directional heys are when you're on a journey and you're going there, okay, so, and she was there. Now, the difference here is she's there, but she's coming here, okay? So this directional hey is a reverse directional hey. Makes it a little bit of an exotic, but it does indicate direction, okay? It's just that this case, yeah, she was there and over there. She'd gone over, well, if you would use it at the start of when they're traveling that way, it would make a little bit more sense as to how the directional hey is used. But it's now we're heading the other way. We're heading back, okay? And we'll just have to take it for what it is. It indicates direction. She's got now, we can say, hey, that's a little bit higher teaching here, and that now she has direction, okay? She's pointed in a certain direction she's going, okay? Yeah, but it's from there to back to Judah, okay? So the directional hey generally is where you're going, not where you're returning to, but it still has the power of telling, hey, now she has direction. Okay, let's take it as that, at least. Okay, Hashama, and she was there, that direction, and that direction now is pointing backwards to Judah. Reshte, and two of. Okay, this is a number, but it's a construct form of the number. Okay, with the asetic yod, the number of. Kalotecha. Okay, And so Kala, Kaf Lamed He would be a daughter-in-law. The Holam Tau makes it a plural. Okay, Kalot Techa, and then you got a construct connection here. Both of these actually make this plural, the Holam and the Segol Yod. And then we have a suffixed pronoun of her, okay, belonging to her. So daughters-in-law of her, okay, Kalotecha, daughters-in-law of her. Ima, with her, okay. Now notice both of these end, this is Shema's directional hey. This one is with her. This one then is a suffixed pronoun, feminine singular, suffix pronoun. And in a sense, it's just with her, okay, with her. Va, telach, na. Okay, we have a couple of rafes here. This rafe will tell us that this kaf is not going to be carrying a dagish, so it's going to be soft cha. Okay, telach, na. It's not a ka. I find this one of the hardest things when I'm teaching Hebrew, and that is students tend to learn the kaf with a hard cough, and they have a hard time smoothing it out or making it soft. So, but this is a soft one, soft kaf. So va telach na, and they walked, and then this then is the plural, feminine plural. Okay. You don't see a whole lot of feminine plurals in the Bible, but here it is. And we're going to see a few more through the first chapter of Ruth, so it stays in there. We'll see a little bit more of it later throughout the passage, or throughout this first chapter. Vatelekana, and then they walked. Okay. Incidentally, what you have here is the root that you'll find in the dictionary is halach. Hey, lamed kaf. The hey has suffered, the fetus is gone. In its place, we have the tau. The tau gives us both of these actually, the tau here and the na gives us the gender. This will give us the gender, and they, and then this one will give us also the plural of it. Okay, telaka na, and then they walked. Ba derech. Okay, and there's no dagish in here, and we have the same rafe, keeping our dagish away. So va derech, okay, va derech, in the road in the road. Okay, no, it's just simply a segolate with milel accenting. The position of the accent is milel, upwards. Okay, upwards is towards this end of the word. Okay, va derech, in the road. Now we can take this as just simply. And that's how it starts out. That's how we have to have the first understanding of this word, and that is, there's a pathway, there's a road, people are walking through it, they're walking on it, and in the road, okay, on the road. Now, that word is the same. We'll do the same thing in English. We'll have, oh, the man was walking on the road, or you can say also just as well, the man was on the road to recovery. Okay, so just in English it works both ways. Understand that? Okay, so you have on the road where he's walking, or on the road to recovery. This also means in the road to return, which is just a little bit more than just simply a physical road you're walking on. It is, first of all, a physical road you're walking on, a pathway there, but it is also now she's entering a new phase of life, a new walk in life, probably a little more of a step in her step, because, okay, we have some hope of returning to our people, and so let's get going. Okay, I'm pretty sure this trip was done with how you say, a lot of let's get it done, let's move it. Okay, so bader, in the road, also so on the road to returning. Okay. And the same thing happens with this particular verb, to return to the land of Judah. Okay, Lashuv la'el haaretz Yehuda. The word lashuv is, first of all, is simply returning, coming on back. Okay, but the word shuv also means to repent. Okay, so I'm returning. I'm turning a new leaf. I'm going back on on what has happened to me. Okay, so there's that other sense. Translators will have a hard. Well, translators really cannot cover both. You can't be handling both meanings of each word as you're going along. But they're going to take the easiest one, the quickest one, the most understandable one. That is the road, okay, pathway, dust, and so forth of the path. And they're going to take this one as, oh, in that direction, here they go from Moab back to Judah. But there's also a sense of, hey, she is now repentant of what has happened. She's going to turn a new leaf. She's going back. She's returning. She's repenting of what's happening, okay? This is something's happening also, not just the physical, spatial thing of walking along a path, but also I'm done with going to Moab. Done with trying to escape from Jehovah. I'm done with trying to escape from my people. I'm heading on back, okay? Going back home. So, lashuv, to return. Anytime you see a lamed of purpose in front of any kind of verbal structure, take it as an infinitive, okay? To return, okay? Lashuv. Very simple. Don't try to remember any kind of morphology or way of trying to set this up. But every time you just simply see a lamed of purpose in front of a verb, take it as an infinitive. Okay, to return. Al, towards. Okay, eretz. Okay, again a nice segolate right here with a good milel accenting as well. There's no accenting at all in this first syllable right here. And so the accenting of this syllable ran through the makef over to the last section of the word. So el eretz, to the land. Okay. Eretz. Incidentally, if you're looking back and check it all over, they never refer to Moab as Eretz, but here they do refer to it as Eretz, as a real place to live. Okay. A habitable place, okay, Eretz, the land, the earth, okay, the land, to the earth, the land, okay, land of Judah, okay, to the land belonging to the tribe of Judah, a real place, a real area, a real tribal entity, and a great place to be. Incidentally, this last hey is certainly part of the root, okay, Judah, but letters will also carry, you can make, in Hebrew, this one's a directional hey, like I said, but you can take this last hey of Judah, and incidentally, grammars won't try, I don't think, you can look high and low for it, but I don't think you'll find it. Judah, also this last hey, does have a double function of direction, okay? So it's the root, okay? You look it up in the dictionary, Judah, okay, Dalet Kametz Hey, but take this last hey also with a slight directional punch to it. So, so there she is. She's on her way. Made a decision. We sometimes find ourselves in situations that aren't good, and we have to think it through very clearly. And at some point, we have to figure out the good path, the good way. Now, Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. In other words, when we want a good path, we want a good derech, okay? Like I said, derech right here. Here, there's derech. Derech is the path with dust and stones on it, but it's also the way you're going to act, the way you're going to do things, okay? The way you are doing things, the road that you are following. And I invite you to make that road the road that Jesus outlines for us and tells us what we should be doing. So find yourself a good road, okay? Find yourself a good road and go on it, walk on it, go on it with purpose. Naomi here had to make a decision. She made the decision. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get on the road. Let's go. And when that is a road of returning to Jehovah, or for us, a road of service in Christ, that's a good thing. So stick to the road that the Lord outlines for you, and your life will go well as you are in service to Him. May God bless, and until the next time.